we have to move to page number 12. Here is we have note on the author. Rabindranath Tagore is our national poet. He had a multifaceted personality. Multifaceted, the word means a person who involved in various fields. He was not only a great poet but also genius in music, painting, acting, choreography, etc. He was the first Indian to receive the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize, the most prestigious award in the world. So we are so proud to have person like Rabindranath Tagore. He was awarded the honor, the honor in 1913 for his Gitanjali collection of poems. So Gitanjali is a contribution. This work made him to collect this award. So it's about author's introduction. Let us move to page number 1 about the lesson. Let us start the lesson. A wrong man in workers' paradise. Look at the word is used in the title. A wrong man. A wrong man where? In workers' paradise. These two words are different. Workers' paradise. Workers are there in paradise. There we can see a wrong man. Let us read the lesson. Before you start, go through pre-reading activity. If you have a garden, you grow not only coconuts, vegetables, and fruits, but also roses. See here, if we have a garden, we not only grow coconuts, vegetables, fruits, but also roses. Why? Discuss it pairs and answer. It's very simple. How we are using coconut, vegetables, fruits. The same way, equally, we are giving importance to roses. These all are useful things. That's why we are growing all these things. So, here the question is about useless and useful. Let us read the lesson. The man had never believed in mere utility. Utility in the sense something which is useful. The man, who is that man? The man who is wrong in workers' paradise. He didn't have didn't believe in mere utility. He also believed in some useless and needless. Having had no useful work, he indulged in mad whims. So uh, he doesn't have any useful work. That's why he enjoyed in mad whims. Mad whims, sudden desire. He made little pieces of sculpture, men, women, and castles. So what are the works of this man? Is pieces of sculpture. Sculpture in the sense a kind of art. Men, women, castles, fort, quaint earthen things. Quaint, attractive, earthen, a thing which is made up of baked clay. We can say that pot dotted over with seashells. He not only created all these things but also He gave some kind of attraction for this by dotting over seashells and all. He painted. Thus, he wasted his time on all that was useless, needless. He did all these things which are useless, needless. That's why people laughed at him. At times, he vowed to shake off his whims, but they lingered in his mind. He started to shake off, get rid of from this kind of desire, his whims. What is that whims? His whims is about sculpture and making some castles, paint other things, and making some attractive work to that things that he has done. As people laughed at him, that's why he started to come out from this kind of work. But he cannot come out because those things that his mad whims is lingered in his mind. Some boys seldom ply their books and yet pass their tests. A similar thing happened to this man. He spent his earth life in useless work, and yet, after his death, the gates of heaven opened wide for him. Here, the narrator has taken the example of boys. So, what is the example there? Example is very clear. Some boys some boys rarely read their books, and yet, even though that, what they did, they passed their tests. It's possible. Somehow, it is possible. Similarly, when we come to this man, he wasted his time in no, in useless work and needless work in his earth life. In his earth life. Even though he came to heaven, right? So, person who did some bad work, although they came to heaven. This has happened to in his life also. But the moving finger writes even in heaven. So it came to pass that the aerial messenger who took charge of the man made a mistake and found him a place in workers' paradise. So whose mistake it is? Aerial messenger, right? Who brought him to this workers' paradise. Because moving finger, this phrase means that destiny or fate. There is a belief that person's is a kind of forehead is a kind of destiny. Some words are written on his forehead. According to that words, he has to do his actions. Here also, uh, the moving finger is written that he has to go to heaven. That's why he came to heaven, even though he committed some wrong work and all. In this paradise, you find everything except leisure. Except leisure. Leisure in the sense free time. Free time. So you don't have free time here. You are busy because time is precious. We should not waste time. In workers' paradise also, they were giving importance to time. Here men say, God, we haven't a moment to spare. Women whisper, let's move on. Time's flying. See, men of workers' paradise They used to say that a moment to spare. They don't have moment to spare. That means they won't get leisure time. They are busy always. Women, they used to say that let's move on. They don't want to waste their time because time is flying, passing. When the time is past, you won't get the same time back. That's why they wanted to move. Time is precious. All exclaimed that time is precious. We have our hands full, their hands are busy. We make use of every single minute. They don't want to waste any even single minute also. They sigh complainingly. And at those words make them happy and exalted. So these words, the words of busy in their work made them happy. But when we come to this newcomer who had passed all his life on earth without doing a scrape of useful work, did not fit in with the scheme of things in workers' paradise. He wasted his time in useless work and he didn't do even a scrape of useful work in earth. That's why he came here and also is not fit. He is totally unfit for this scheme of things in workers' paradise. He launched, he lay down in the street absently. Absently, totally absent, is not active in the streets and jostled the hurrying men is dashing to that hurrying men in workers paradise who are busy. He lay down in the green meadows. So what's he doing? He is sleeping nicely on the green grass or close to the fast flowing streams a small river, and was taken to task by busy farmers. Farmers, they are busy in their work and he is ready to take a task from them. He was always in the way of others. The same way he continued his life. When we go to second page, let us we have a bustling girl went every day. Bustling girl, busy girl, and hurrying. She is very hurry burry, right? Went every day to silent torrent. She uh, she comes every day. She comes every day to that silent torrent. Look at the word author used, silent. Silent torrent. Torrent, a kind of stream. Stream doesn't want to waste its energy. Silent, since in the workers' paradise, even a torrent wouldn't waste its energy in singing. Silent torrent also doesn't want to waste its energy singing in singing. How? Usually, when the stream is flowing, we can hear some sort of sound, but here torrent won't do sound because torrent wouldn't waste its energy singing. To fill her picture, bustling girl comes to the silent torrent every day in order to fill her pictures. The girl's movement on the road was like the rapid movement of a skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. Here there is a comparison. Girl's movement is compared with skilled movement of skilled hand. Skilled hand on the strings of a guitar. See, strings is used in the guitar to produce sound. The same way, skilled hand, how skilled hand is busy to produce a new sound within a fraction of seconds. The same way, this girl's movement is rapid. Got it? Let's move. Her hair was carelessly done. Inquisitive wisps peeped often over her forehead to peer at the dark wonder of her eyes. So, it's about her appearance. Description about her appearance. How she is. Her hair was carelessly done. Look at here. Her hair was carelessly done because she doesn't have time to tie her hair in a proper way. Inquisitive wisps peeped often over her forehead. In her forehead, we can notice very eager curiosity. So, curiosity about something. To peer at the dark wonder of her eyes. Her eyes is wonder. So, it's about a description. The girl, the idler was standing by the stream as a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity. Idler, where is he? He is standing nearby the stream as a princess sees a lonely beggar and is filled with pity. See, princess compare with busy girl. Idler is compared with lonely beggar. Look at the comparison used by the narrator. The idler who is begging with other to get some work. The same way, she is busy and she is compared with the princess to watch him as a beggar and is filled with pity, sympathy because doesn't have work and is begging for his work. Eha, she cried with concern. You have no work in hand, have you? She is surprised about his way of standing nearby the stream. All people are busy in their work, but he is wasting his time. That's why she asked him uh, whether she uh, whether he don't have work or not, or whether he is a beggar, not a beggar, whether he had a work or not. She's asked him. The man sighed. The man sighed, work. I have not a moment to spare for work. The girl did not understand his words and said, I shall spare some work for you to do if you like. Man sighed, man replied, he doesn't have moment to spare for work. That's why she is ready to spare some work for him if he is interested. The man replied, girl of the silent torrent, all this time I have been waiting to take some work from your hands. He is ready to get some work from her hand. What kind of work would you like? The first question is asked by the girl. Will you give me one of your pictures? One that you can spare? So there are two pictures. She carried two pictures. In that, he wanted to get one for to do something. And another one she can use for fetch the water. She asked, a picture? Surprised, you want to draw water from the torrent? Then he says, no, I shall draw pictures on your picture. Look at these two words. These two words are similar. Don't get confused. Here, this one is pictures, and another one picture. Picture is different from picture. These two, these two different, different in these two different in pronunciation and also different in meaning and spelling. So we cannot say them as homophones. Okay. The girl was annoyed. As he asked her picture, she was annoyed. She was annoyed with him. She was annoyed with him. She was angry. Pictures? Indeed, I have no time to waste on such as you. He is wasted. He wasted his time by asking or standing and sleeping the same way. She doesn't have time to waste. Keep in mind, it's very important. I'm going, and she walked away. In this way, she went to her home. But how could a busy person get the better of one who had nothing to do? Is it possible? No. Busy person always busy. They don't want to commit with a person who didn't do anything. Every day they met, and every day he said to her, girl of the silent torrent, give me one of your clay pictures. I shall draw pictures on it. He used to say that each and every day when she is meeting with him, he used to ask to give one of her pictures. Is she ready to give? Yes, she is ready. She yielded at last. She gave. She provided at last. She gave him one of her pictures. One of her pictures. The man started painting. He drew line after line. Put he put color after color. So this is what he's drawing on that picture. When he had completed his work, after completion of his work, what she did is she used to held up, hold up the picture and stared at its sides, her eyes puzzled. When she is watching what is there in the picture, at the same time she was confused, her eyes puzzled, even though she is staring at its. Let us move to next page. Brows down, she asked. What do they mean? All those lines and colors, what is their purpose? She asked. Because of confusion, she asked him two questions. What do they mean? All those lines and colors. Second one, what is their purpose? She wanted to know that purpose and meaning. Purpose and meaning. Then man replied, how? Laughed. Nothing. A picture may have no meaning and serve no purpose. It's very important. No meaning and serve no purpose. The girl went away with her picture. At home, away from prying eyes, she held it in the light. What she's doing? She held the picture in the light, turn it round and round, and scan the painting from all the angles. She wanted to know that purpose and meaning. That's why she is turned and turned to see that meaning and purpose. At night, how she is influenced by that man. At night also, she moved out of the bed, lighted a lamp, and scanned it again in silence. For the first time in her life, she had seen something that had no meaning, no purpose. The same words are repeated again. The same words that man said, that words are repeated here. It's very important. Keep in your mind. Next, when she set out for the torrent the next day, her hurrying feet were a little a little less hurried. Earlier I told you it's very important. Now her feet, hurrying feet were a little less hurried than before. Earlier it is very fast, very quick, and also there is a comparison with the strings of guitar, right? Here that becomes a little less. For a new sense seemed to have awakened. Awakened in the sense woke up. Something is woke up. Something is formed in her mind. A sense. What is that? A sense that seemed to have no meaning and no purpose at all. So again repeated 3 times. So these words are in her mind. She wanted to ask with him. She is ready to come. She saw the painter standing by the torrent and asked in a confusion. In confusion, the first question, what do you want of me? Answer is, the man replied, only some more work from your hands. What kind of work would you like? Answer is, let me make a colored ribbon for your hair. So he wanted to make attract towards him. He wanted to make influence on her. That's why he said he wanted to make a colored ribbon. And what for? He used to say that nothing for that, nothing. Finally, ribbons were made. Ribbons were made, and ribbons are bright with colors, so attractive. The girl, the busy girl of Workers' Paradise, had now to spend a lot of time every day tying the colored ribbon around her head. See her. Earlier we read she doesn't have time to spend a single moment. Now she is spending a lot of time in which work? Tying colored ribbon around her hair. In this way, she wasted her time. The minute, as a result of this thing, what happened? The minutes slipped by unutilized. Much work was left unfinished. So, totally, she was influenced by this wrong man. Due to this reason, these all things is happened. Most of the work is pending. In Workers' Paradise, work had of late began began to suffer. Suffer in the sense pending. Many persons have had been active before. So many of them, people of Workers' Paradise, they were active. They used to say that time is precious. They don't have even single minute to spare. Now all of them now all of them idle lazy. wasting their precious time. So, earlier they used to say that time is precious. Now, all their precious time on useless things. So, which are those useless? Painting and sculpture. Next, the elders became anxious. Due to this reason, elders of workers' paradise getting angry. What is the reason? A meeting was called. A meeting was called. All agreed that such a state of affairs had so far been unknown in the history of the workers' paradise. See, this is what new thing is happened in this workers' paradise. They used to ask with everybody. So why? What is the reason behind this? The aerial messenger hurried in. He was called to that meeting. Bowed before the elders, he bent his head and he used to say that he made a confession. What is a confession? Guilty. Guilty of crime. So did he do crime? No, but he made a mistake. What is the mistake there? The mistake is that he brought a wrong man to this workers' paradise. So that is what the crime he revealed there. I brought I brought a wrong man into this paradise. He said, it is all because of him. So he didn't say it is his mistake. He used to say that the mistake is that wrong man. So he did mistake. He came here. The man was summoned. As a result, the man was called for the meeting. As he came to the elders, saw his fantastic dress. Elders, they were active and they watched his fantastic dress, quaint brushes, attractive brushes, his paints, and they came to know by looking all these things. So this person is not suitable for this workers' paradise. So he must leave. They came to the decision. In this way, stiffly, president directly ordered him. This is no place for the like of you. So you are not fit for this paradise. You must live. The man sighed in relief and gathered up his brush. So he is collecting his brush and paints and he started to move towards his way. But as he was about to go, and when he was ready to go, what happened is the girl of the silent torrent came up and tripping and cried. So, what is that? Wait a moment, I shall come with you. See, busy girl, busy girl became became to go with him. She became lazy. Earlier, she doesn't have time to waste. Now, she totally influenced by this wrong man and she is ready to move with him. The elders gasped. Suddenly, they shocked and surprised. Never before had a thing like this happened in workers' paradise. So, a thing that had no meaning, no purpose. So, throughout the lesson, these words, this sentence is repeated 4 times. So, this is what a wrong man in workers' paradise. A girl who was influenced by a wrong man and she changed her attitude and she is moving out. Thank you, my dear students. If you have a doubt, ask me.